I've played so many pro-ams over the years where amateurs have hit just the most beautiful of drive. They are 60 yards away from the green. They set themselves up, and before they know it, oh my God, they've either hit themselves a shank, one of those really uncomfortable shots, and before you know it, they then follow it up with a fat. Today, I'm going to show you how to fix both the shank and the fat strike to lower your scores. But not only that, to make you enjoy the game. Because the short game is artistry, is it not? Now, when you've got a blank canvas and you've got a pencil, and if you've got enough imagination, you can have a lot of fun. But pitching and chipping can be really, really, really uncomfortable. Let's just analyse for a moment what you're trying to do when you're hitting a pitch shot. You're trying to create flight. Now, in most golfers' minds, they feel that the amount they hit down is going to be the conduit to creating a load of flight. And you'd have to say spin too. Now, when I hit down, so the angle of attack box down in the bottom left-hand corner there, when I hit significantly down, you can see on the left-hand side, I've hit 8.8 down. Look at the height that golf ball takes off at. Now, more importantly, it's the angle that the golf ball lands at. Up on the screen, we have an attack angle of 8.8 degrees. We have a land angle of 32.4 degrees. Now, here's the biggie. The carry and the total distance for such a short shot is 10 yards in distance. Now, let's forget the spin for a moment. What we're going to do is we're now going to take away that angle of attack. We're going to make that angle of attack much lighter. We're going to make the angle of attack somewhere in the region of 4 degrees down. Who knew? 4 degrees down. Now what I want you to see is look at the land angle. Can you see that the land angle is now 41 degrees? That's the angle in which the golf ball is striking down on the ground. This makes the difference between the carry number and the total number pretty much half itself, without doing anything different, just simply changing the angle of attack. The attack angle, 8.8, and the spin rate, 6,800 revs per minute. The second shot, 4 degrees down, I've created more spin, less angle of attack. Well, how does that work? Let's not go into it too deeply, but principally the spin rate is principally the same. 6,800, 8.8 degrees down, 7,100, 4 degrees down. The difference in the shots, 32.4 degrees compared to 41.6 degrees. Stuart, why are you talking to me about land angles and angles of attack? I just want to pitch the ball better. Well, I realise that. But let's understand that when a golfer is trying to strike more down, they invariably think about it in driving the handle forwards. Driving the handle forwards, having the handle more in front of the club head was seen to be the way to create more angle of attack. Rubbish. Doesn't work that way. The reality is that when we come into strike, the more I drive the handle forwards, can you see how that club head, as I drive that handle forwards, I'm making that handle go forwards on a straight line. Look how the club head kicks back in. And because of that, it's now made the club head closer to me. At that point, when you now make the club head closer to you, you then have to go out to the golf ball. So you get this driven handle to feel like you're going to hit more down. Then you have a club face that's opening and kicking back in, and before you know it, you're now pushing it out to the golf ball, and you hit the dreaded shank. How do we remedy this? If there is ever a chance to get the broom out, you know, folks, I love to do it. Get yourself your golf bag, hang your broom off the golf bag. Now, what this is going to allow you to do is start to measure out where the handle is. Because it's got some weight at the end, it becomes far more negotiable. So what this is now going to start to do is change the distance the handle is relative to where we start. Then what I want you to do is get yourself a golf ball and peg it up on a high tee. Now, as soon as you peg a ball up on a high tee, for most people, they think, well, that surely is going to give me an angle of attack that is going to be rising up. How wrong could you be? The reality is what it's going to do is now give you a sense that you can get the club head up, and as you lift the club head up, look what's happening to the handle. The handle is moving itself away from the end of the broom. And when that's happening, look how the club head is lifting up. But what's happening also is the handle is coming back towards me. So when you now start to make some swings and you try to get that ball off the high tee, we're going to sense how the handle is going to move closer to me. Can you now see how that club head is rising up? So there's your angle of attack. And at that point, now you can start to feel how the club swings itself down at the golf ball. Now the beauty is, it still creates an angle of attack that's 6 degrees down. But no longer have I got the sense of this handle driving forwards, opening the face, narrowing up the radius, which creates the reaction of pushing the handle out to the right. All I'm simply asking you to do is to respect the outside of the circle. By getting the ball on a high tee, you then start to respect the base of the circle. We have two areas that we must respect. It's the vertical plane, which is where the sweet spot is going to track, whether it's going to track too far away from us or closer to us. And then we want to start to respect the horizontal plane, the angle at which the golf club strikes down at. So by lifting the ball up off the tee, it really gives you a sense that you can hit down, but when the club is swinging, it never reaches the ground. So you then take away the shank, and then you take away the fat shot, because you're now able to sense how the handle gets closer to you, which pulls the sweet spot in. And now as you start to swing down at the bottom, you really sense that you can lift the bottom of the circle up and you can get it to all line up. Now I take the tee away and I put the ball on the floor. Now I'm looking for that handle pressure, that lifting up of the club head, and now that swinging sensation. But we don't dump the club into the ground. We don't drive the handle forwards. Both of those things creating that heel strike and out to the right. We allow that golf club to feel like it's more lifted. We allow the golf club to feel like it can still swing down at the bottom of the ball, head up, handle down and in. Now I can get the sense that that club is swinging. I don't take anywhere near the mat contact, and yet I'm still very much down on the golf ball, creating that angle of attack. So to create angle of attack, better striking on the face, and to create a lowest point of your golf swing to sit more above the grass so that you can hit those beautiful slither divots that you see the best players in the world take. Just allowing the club head to feel like it's taking the golf ball off a super high tee allows you to hit down, line the face up, and hit the golf ball straight at the target from about 60 yards. You can apply exactly these same feels with your chipping. Get yourself a high tee, get yourself your broom out, and start to measure out that gap between the sweet spot, the handle, and the ball. Let me know your experiences of short game. I'd love to hear about the problems that you've encountered. Share them with me. I'll always get back to you. And hopefully, if you're tired of paying too much for your premium leather golf gloves, head over to gxgolfgloves.com. These are gloves trusted by tour players and elite amateurs alike. Use my code Good Coaching to receive 10% off your next order. Go try them out. You won't be disappointed. Hopefully you found this video useful to take your short game into the new year playing better than ever. Thank you so much for watching. Do consider subscribing while you're here, and that, my friends, is Good Coaching.